everyone, Genome here, coming at you from the exotic locale of my kitchen to bring to you kind of an off-the-wall how-to video, if you will. I had mentioned doing this a long time ago and I kind of keep forgetting about it. I was going to show like a good way to build your own bug out bag, that sort of thing.
I realize that you are most likely the product of lower class inbreeding, but perhaps you could help me.
Oh gosh, I certainly hope so.
I'm a kind of low-grade prepper and I like to have different, emergency things on hand. Like I have an emergency bag in every vehicle that we have. Things like emergency blankets, like iodine pills for water gathering, just basic stuff in there. Fire starters, that sort of thing, with signals. And then I got the home bags, which are much more thorough. I have a fast bag, it's just grab and go. Then I have a long, not long distance, but a long time out in the boonies kind of bag. And it's pretty big and it's got basically everything you'll need to last you for quite a while. But that's neither here nor there. Those are pretty in-depth and beyond the scope of this video. So this video, I want to show you one of my favorite things that's kind of a hack that goes into all my bags, and it's actually it's tinder. It's basically fire starting material, right? And there's a lot of different takes on them on how to do it. And this one is one of my favorite. I have several different ways of lighting fires in every one of my kits, be it flint and steel and lighters, waterproof matches that I put wax on. I even have Fresnel lenses in there for trying to burn a hole. Like the Boy Scouts used to do, burn a hole into the piece of wood odor. But this one is my favorite tinder, and it's easy to do, and it's probably the most effective, and it has multiple different uses. So I really dig things like that. When you're building a bug out bag or emergency bag, space is at a premium. You can't put everything in there, so you gotta learn how to maximize your space, right? And you want to get things that are multifunctional.
No offense, but what the hell are you talking about? So
this one, I cannot claim ownership of this idea, of course. I got it from Cody Lundeen, his book, 98.6 Degrees, How to Keep Your Ass Alive. I'm pretty sure it was out of this one. But really good books for short-term survival situations in your own home, like if the infrastructure breaks down for a week or two due to like hurricanes and things like that. And then there's like the more long-term ones, like when all hell breaks loose. But these are some good books. They're full of information. Some of it's a little bit long-winded for my taste, but I don't mind reading dense books, I guess. But that's where I got the idea from. So full disclosure, this is not my idea. I just am a big advocate of it. Okay, so all you'll need for this, and I'll put it on B-roll over here, is first off, you want a paper plate or something you can throw away. Saran wrap works too. You can put saran wrap on a plate or over top of a plate, whatever, because this is gonna be a little bit messy. 100% cotton balls. You can pick those up at Dollar Tree, wherever. Just standard old cotton balls. I like the smaller ones as opposed to the big gigantic ones, and it's because they fit better in like the little vitamin tins or whatever, not tins, but little Tupperware pieces that are really small. That's where I generally put these in. You're gonna want some latex gloves. Latex gloves for sure, because we're gonna be dealing with petroleum jelly. And if you get petroleum jelly all over your hands, it's really hard to get it all off, right? So that's all you're gonna need for this. It's the cheapest, easiest hack that you could possibly use, and it works so well. And I'll give a demonstration when we're done. So, all right, let's get started, shall we? So first things first, get your plate in front of you. And I'm gonna move this camera here a little bit closer so you can see exactly what is going on. Okay. Let me back out just a little bit. All right, sorry about this. All right, so what you want to do is grab you a couple of cotton balls. All right, I put those off the side. You're just gonna deal with one at a time. All right, so set that out. Now, at this point, you're gonna put your gloves on because we're gonna be slathering these things with petroleum jelly. All right, it just makes things easier for cleanup and for everything else. So, it's not like it's caustic or anything, it's just annoying trying to get petroleum jelly off you. All right, so I always got gloves hanging around for like when I do oil paints and stuff, so it's no big deal. If I can get these things on. All right, there we go. All right, nurse, I'm ready. Okay, So, as you might imagine, this is not the most technical how-to in the world, but all right, there's a little bit of technique to it.
Example.
So the technique that I found works best is to get a little glop. It's kind of cold here, so this is gonna be difficult. Let's see, oops. A little glop, and put it on your palm, okay? Flatten it out just a little bit. You don't want a huge amount, right? These are not gonna be softball size, they're gonna be small. The key to this is to roll the outside and coat the outside with the petroleum jelly. So, hopefully it's not too bright. I got the other lights in here. It doesn't always go on easy, so you kind of gotta work it in. Okay. You don't want it to be like an inch thick, but you do want a pretty good coating, I've noticed. All right, so I need a little bit more, but not much, all right? So this does several things, okay? First off, it acts as a mild water protectant. So if you're out in less than perfect conditions, and let's face it, a lot of times you are in a bad situation, nothing worse than water fizzling out your fire before it even starts, right? So what this does is it kind of protects the inside, the dry inside of the cotton ball, right? And after all that, I kind of roll it up. And so you get something that looks like this, okay? I'm actually gonna put a little bit more on there because I see some dry areas and you don't want any dry areas on the outside, okay? So you do all that. And as he describes it in the book, and which I do find works the best, it's gonna look like a big ball of snot by the time you're done, okay? Excuse my allegory, but all right, so it'll come out looking something like this, okay? Still round, but it'll stick pretty well, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and do a few of these up. And remember, do this to an area where you don't mind getting a petroleum jelly, because this stuff does make a mess, I'm not gonna lie. All right, so we're gonna make like just 3 or 4 of these today. I don't need to make too many. Trying to break, and I did it in this one, trying to break the cotton ball open too much because you want the inside to stay pretty much petroleum free. And the reason is that is once you go to light these things, you don't just light them up. You kind of tear them open so you can get at the dry stuff. Well, what the petroleum jelly does is it acts as like fuel, but also as like I forget there's a proper term for it, but basically a constrictor. It keeps the flame from dying out and it keeps it from getting to all of the interior tinder right away. So it's a really slow burn. Generally, if you can put a flame to a cotton ball, just a regular cotton ball, it'll last about, I think about 40 seconds, 30 to 40 seconds before it is just gone. I've seen these things burn for 4 minutes once they've had this treatment done to them. And it's a good, steady, solid flame, you know, which is what you want when you want things to catch. Okay. I know this is not the most exciting thing in the world, but this is the kind of thing I used to do on Saturday nights. So that and tie paracord and burn ends and but you know, when I was in the military, they don't teach you any of this kind of stuff. And it's a shame that you don't do very much outdoor work, but that's not really the nature of the military anymore. You know, you don't do long protracted stays in the woods or jungle anymore. It's just not really normally how it works, all right? It's more of an urban environment. So, all right, almost done. And petroleum jelly is pretty cheap. I just bought generic brand. I don't think it matters. I didn't notice any kind of difference in the burn times or anything like that from using Johnson & Johnson's petroleum jelly to Dollar General version. And I think you get a lot of this stuff down at the Dollar Tree too. So you can probably do this whole setup for $3 and you can make so much. I generally have about 4 to 5 of this I normally have 4 to 5 of these with me at any given time in any of my packs, just because they're so handy. The opportune thing is if you're out stuck for a long time, you want to keep that fire going and smoldering, and you don't want to have to relight it over and over. So I don't carry too many of these with me. Oops, now I just touched the outside. Oh well. And you know it's working because the glove's getting clear. All right, so this is gonna be the last one. This one might be a little bit gloppy, but whatever. And I'll give you a demonstration of regular cotton ball burning and the snot ball, as you could say, I guess, burning. So, all right, there we go. There's the last one. So, another thing I was saying earlier, these do double duty, okay? So, for things like dry lips, for cuts, for minor burns and all that, you can dip your finger in this and it stays wet for long years when it's sealed up properly. You can use it as an ointment out there in the wild, so it's great. It works as a lubricant. It works a couple different other ways, but my main thing is use it for medicinal on the side. So it's a fire starter and it's also medicinal. So I love things that you can do double duty at least, and this does even triple duty if you think about it. So let me get rid of this into the trash, and I can get out of my exotic location here. And what I'm gonna do now is set up, go outside, and kind of give a demonstration of the burn time. So stick with me, and pretty soon these things will be tinder. So stay tuned. All right, so back in exotic locale number 2, my side yard, and I have this high-tech solution here. I'm going to put each cotton ball on this piece of 2x4 and watch how long it burns. So let's start off with the regular cotton ball. Find my lighter, and I will also put a stopwatch on it. Sorry, the ground's soaked out here. We've been getting snow lately, so okay, and let's see if we can get the light. Okay, notice the burn. And it's already starting to falter some, right? So it's working, it's doing what it needs to do. But, you know, in a bad situation, I wouldn't want to depend on that. And we are already down to the flame is gone, and it's now just smoldering, okay? Oh, there's a little bit of tiny flame there, but you're not lighting anything with that probably, unless you got some seriously dry tinder. So it works, but I think we can do better. So this next one, I'll take a second to wipe my hands off when I'm done, because it's going to, you get less than a minute, basically. So now I'm gonna wipe my hands off so I don't screw my camera all up, but the ground's wet, so go ahead and stomp it out though. Okay. Never just assume the fire's gonna go out. So now, we're gonna take one of the snot balls here, and we're gonna tear it open to get at the dry innards.
God, this is gonna be great.
Okay. My hands gonna be all slimy for touching the cameras and stuff in my watch and phone, but so you want to get it opened up, and it tends to stick to things too. So there you go, it's good too. So, yep. All right, so let's get the phone ready. Sorry, this is not easy to do with one person. Mic is on. Now, look at that flame already. And we're starting. Look how much that burns. So, right off the bat, you're looking at something far superior just in the ability to even start to light tinder or light, you know, your burning material, your fuel. So, this is going to take a moment, so I'll probably speed a lot of this up so you don't sit there and watch, but I mean, look at the flame off of that compared to what was coming off the other one. And we got a cat in the backyard. So let's just watch that burn for a moment. And we're now already at 1 minute. And look what the flame is doing. Pretty impressive, isn't it? I mean, it's like a little torch. Just burning. You see the black smoke, that's the petroleum burning off of there, but this thing burns hot and it burns slow. But the flame, like I said, gets so much bigger, making it easier for you to catch your other stuff. So generally I like to ball it back up after I open it up just a little bit. It'll burn even slower that way as it works its way in, but just for purposes of this video, I'm not doing it. But you know, I would say even if, here, sorry, we're such a slope here, I'm having to really lean against it. Even if like it didn't last any longer than the other stuff, I would like to use this just because of the bigger flame. Like I said, you don't want to be fumbling around out there in the cold and probably wet and damp, trying to feed twigs in this tiny little fire, right? You want a big flame for so there's more room for it to catch. So we are at 2 minutes, 10 seconds. This thing is still burning like gangbusters. So it's highly recommended that you do this kind of thing for your kids. There's no reason not to. And it's a simple hack, but it's I don't know, it's fun. You and the kids or whatever, just sit around your table one night, or just by yourself even, and I don't know, make a few. It doesn't hurt to have any around. Plus you get to discolor your 2x4s if you have them. So we're already almost at 3 minutes, and she is still burning, in case you think I was exaggerating. The wind is kicking up, so but pretty impressive, I'd say, for little snot balls, right? Great, highly suggested thing to do. 3 minutes past. I'm gonna stand up again because my legs are killing me. But you know, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, and I'm a firm believer in that. So I don't believe there's any reason that people shouldn't have the basics of survival gear, not only in your house, but in your cars, especially if you're driving for any kind of distance for work or for travel. People up here in the cold weather environments, I see them all the time. They don't keep spare clothes or spare blanket, not even a thermal blanket in their car. A thermal blanket takes up that. It's like nothing. There's no reason not to have it, and they cost like $1. It can save your life, you know. So if you have any, or if you don't know where to start on this stuff, or if you want to learn how to do this for yourself, just let me know in the comments, and I will, you know, try to make some easy how-tos on how to build some of this stuff, and just to start preparing yourself. We're still burning, folks, and we're at 4+ minutes. So let me put my leg down again. Ankle's killing me. Like I said, the slope is something you can see behind me probably, but yeah, there's just no reason not to have it. Still burning a hole in my freaking 2x4 actually. But yeah, a lot of people will laugh at people who do any kind of prepping at all and call them, you know, you're about conspiracies, you know, you spend your life in fear. It's like, I don't fear. That's the thing. When you do stuff like this, you don't worry about like power outages for a couple days, and you don't worry about societal collapse nearly as much, because you at least will have a head start on everybody else. All right, we are past the 5-minute mark now. My battery on my camera is dying rapidly. Hopefully it makes it through. But you can see we are still burning. 1 cotton ball and 1 glop of, oh, we just lost my B-roll camera. So, you know, 1 cotton ball and a little bit of petroleum jelly, and you can do this for what is now 5.5 minutes. It's pretty impressive, right? Make 3 or 4 of these, put them somewhere under your seat in your car, preferably with the other stuff, like a fire starter. You want different kind of things, like matches, lighters, different ways of starting fires, because the different, you know, nature ain't indoors, so you never know what it's going to be outside. It could be wet, rainy. In that case, you don't want matches. It could be ultra windy. In that case, you don't want lighters and or matches. So that's when you have like a steel. Sorry, my legs are killing me out here. Stooping like this. You should just have different options. Things like this help make up for a lot of deficiencies. It's pretty easy to get these lit even in the windy, and then of course in the water, because these are pretty much waterproof. We are at 6 minutes and 17 seconds. Let me move the camera angle up some. so I can stand up for a while. You get some nice scenery as well, right? And of course my mic came off again, but still the same one, still burning. That's a bigger flame than the original was, just a plain cotton ball. Almost 7 minutes. It's better than I remember. I gotta raise this up again. So 7 minutes, you might be able to get this back to the flame. The flame finally went out. Sometimes you can get to catch again, but like for lighting purposes, you can still use this. But it's pretty much cash, but there you go. Like I said, you know, your total output for this little hack is going to be probably $3, $3.50 at most, depending on the size you buy. And it does so much, and it's so good to have emergency supplies on hand for when you need it, you know. Oh, by the way, I'd say it clocked in at well over 7 minutes with flame. I'm not going to stop the timer now. But yeah, I mean, like I said, if you have any questions on how to do this kind of stuff in the past, maybe I'll do more of a series on it. But just go out and do it, man. If you know, your life is worth a lot more than $3, and if something so simple as that, and grabbing a free pack of matches off of a counter of a convenience store. Sorry about the slope here. My angle is probably way off, but so you look at me, it's kind of a slant. That's the nature of West Virginia yards, and I didn't fool with the tripod too much. But you know, just a few bucks can save your life, and I think you could put together a very, very versatile survival kit, you know, a 3-day kit for your vehicle for probably no more than $15. And that's putting some decent stuff in there, like a knife with a full tang in it, and you know, maybe a Bic lighter or something like that, some more expensive things, you know. But really, people make prepping out to be like it's this extraordinarily expensive thing, and it's not. It's, if you do the stuff yourself, you don't buy the pre-made kits and all that, which generally suck anyway, it's really not that bad, man. And like I said, I just can't see a reason not to have just the basics, like not only in your car, but in your house. So anyway, that's enough of the preaching here. We can look at my scorched 2x4 piece there. But there you have it. So petroleum jelly, cotton balls, some gloves and plate, 15 minutes, and well, you never have to worry about starting a fire again. So anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Stay tuned for more possible content like this, but you know how the channel goes with variety. Who knows when I get back to it, but like I said, if I get some more interest in it, I will definitely put out some more how-to videos on how to best prepare yourself for, you know, unexpected events. So anyway, until next time, this is Genome. Kind of cold outside, but warm by the fire.